I'm Tyrus Cooper, 360. Look, I know you're upset, and rightfully so. You just saw the Durham report, which proved that there was no evidence to support any investigation with Russian collusion and Trump. The feeling, it's like being neutered. And speaking of being neutered, Greg is off tonight because he's taking his dog to get snipped. Sorry, Gus. But better you than me. But yeah, the Durham report. And you're asking, how did this happen? And I wouldn't blame you if you never watched CNN or MSNBC again. And judging by the ratings, you're not. Because you're pissed. We've been bamboozled. We've been had, hoodwinked. Or as the kids would say today, we got catfished, America. It's like they sent you a picture of Scarlett Johansson, and when you went to meet for dinner, it was Anna Navarro. It was years of wasting taxpayers millions of dollars investigating something that was all, I don't know how they say it. And how did this all start? Because when we saw Trump speaking, we saw a guy speaking for the common man, challenging the establishment. He was brash, in your face. He told it like it is. And we liked it. But this is what the liberals saw. Oh yeah, this isn't Greg's show anymore. It's mine tonight. So he hurt their little feelers. And the left and the media had to break out the tissues. Luckily, Jeffrey Toobin already had some handy. One guy a Toobin fan in here? But I think toilet paper would be way better because, let's be honest, they're all full of But Durham's investigation was based on facts. Facts, not feelings. Remember, every day there was some breaking news on how the president was a Russian agent. It was, how do they put it, worse than Watergate.
This is far worse than Watergate. Why this is worse than Watergate is worse than Watergate. This in some ways is worse than Watergate. I keep getting asked, are there echoes of Watergate in this? And there are.
And he was right. This was worse than Watergate. But the bad actors weren't from the Trump administration. And speaking of bad actors, remember this?
Michael Flynn promised full cooperation to the Mueller team and is prepared to testify that as a candidate, Donald Trump directed him to make contact with the Russians. Yes! He goes to jail. He goes to jail. He goes to jail. Lock him up. Lock them up.
But even when their story started to fall apart, they kept it going, like any good catfish. They pretended their camera phone was broken, and that's why they couldn't FaceTime you, America. Heck, even Manti Te'o could tell you this was a catfish. Oh, you saw the documentary. So who was the catfish? Well, they wanted us to believe it was a big, naughty redhead that was going around, was going to ruin the world and do all kinds of bad things to us. Turns out the catfish was, hey, we don't boo here, but for this one time, you may boo. All right, back to being nice. Hey, look, if the pantsuit fits, Hillary Clinton, you owe Russia an apology. And there should be an apology tour for lying to the American people and ruining 2 years of Trump's presidency and affecting elections with Russiagate, impeachment, and fake dossiers. Oh yeah, let's not forget the P-tape. Turns out it was the Democrats and the lefty media peeing down our backs and telling it was rain. Or what Jim Norton calls the $40 special. But don't expect a retraction or an apology. Hell, they're already doubling down.
This is a predictable, sad ending to an investigation that never should have taken place.
Durham is a kind of pathetic character.
He basically, to me, copied and pasted or plagiarized from the OIG report.
Durham's whole thing is predicated on, it's like a rabbit hole conspiracy.
There is nothing new here. We knew from the very beginning this was never a legitimate investigation.
And what you have with John Durham is, like, it's a big fat nothing because there is no there.
Oh, there's there. But expect more of the same. They'll just change the straight up false narratives and probably say he's a white supremacist. Welcome to the club. So why did all this happen? Easy. Because he kicked in the door to their safe spaces. And just like Rick James on Charlie Murphy's couch, he put his muddy shoes all over and said, your couch and your feelings. And then to make matters worse, he then walked into the bathroom, took a dump in their toilet, and at the dinner party then hollered out, no one go in there. He dropped a Steve Ducey. That was for you, Greg. Well, actually, Gus. He told it like it was. He exposed the swamp. He exposed the media and the corrupt politicians and the high-ranking members of the FBI. And then they conspired to get his ass out of office. Now, look, I'm not a rocket surgeon, but that looks pretty rigged to me. Hot fire. Let's welcome tonight's guests. Three's a crowd, according to his ticket sales. Comedian Joe DeVito. I love you. I was one of those three. She survived life in socialist wasteland known as ESPN. Outkick host Charlie Arnold. The only four-letter word not in his act is hair. Comedian and co-host of the Jim Norton and Sam Roberts show, the one and only Jim Norton. She goes by Kat, and you should go buy her new book. Ooh. This is the part where Greg would say something mean. Fox News contributor and New York Times bestseller, Kat Timpf. Charlie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We started this hot fire tonight. Do you think that Trump is vindicated, or is there a lot more that they need to do than this?
No, he's absolutely exonerated. Even our good friend on the left, Jake Tapper, was forced to admit it, which we all love to hear, right? It's always nice to have people admit that they've been wrong for, 8 years? There's so many outrageous aspects of what we just discovered with the Durham report being released. The first and foremost was there was absolutely no basis for it in the first place. The investigation should have never have taken place. But now that the findings have been released and Trump has in fact been exonerated, liberals are doing everything possible to try and delegitimize the findings. They're doing it in a few different ways. They have a few power plays we all know. One is, it's a conspiracy theory. They've already started rattling off those thoughts already. The other is the fact that they say because there wasn't a whole slew of indictments after the findings were released, that this actually isn't legit. But we all know the swamp protects its own. And I think there's a couple of really important things to focus on here. One being that former FBI Director James Comey wasn't even interviewed for a single moment throughout the course of the investigation. The other is the timing of the report, 6 months after the midterms.
That's a long time. You know, speaking of catfish, Joe, have you ever been catfished?
I have. I've been chatting with someone now. I'm pretty sure it's a Russian bot, but it's going well.
Good for you. Good for you. Do you think that calling this a catfish is an accurate description to the American people?
It is a bit of a weird magic trick that they've done, where they took a fake scandal and promoted that, and they took a real scandal with a real laptop from a real president's real pervert, horny crackhead son, with real messages showing he was peddling his family's influence, and that's the one they suppressed. They did a nice little switcheroo there. I've never understood this idea that Donald Trump was supposed to be a Russian spy. Because what do you look for in a spy? Someone who keeps a low profile.
Yep.
Right? Not someone who puts his name on buildings and has TV shows and things like that. And I think there's a lot of reasons to not like Donald Trump, even if you're a supporter of his. But it's like bringing extra food to the buffet. He gave you plenty to work with. You didn't have to make stuff up. which is what they did. Hillary Clinton's still saying the 2016 election's been stolen. No one calls her an election denier.
No. Well, no one talks to her either. That's probably why. Kat, as a libertarian, this has got to just grind your gears.
It's just so, it's been nice to have some company in criticizing the FBI.
Yeah, oh, yeah, finally.
Yeah, finally. Everyone, I'm like, oh, Republicans? Okay, you guys too? All right. But I'm just thinking, like, how will this, you know, be talked about in history books? And I actually mean that literally, because this whole thing started with a rumor about a P tape.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it started. How are people going to write about that? Because that's what happened. Because as soon as I heard that, I was like, come on, that's nobody. It's not like a big offense to Obama by peeing on a bed that he already stayed on.
Right.
So I feel like Trump would be better at revenge than that.
Yeah.
And I just think that it has to be, at this point, the most expensive rumor in the history of rumors.
That, it was millions of dollars.
Yeah, the P-tape rumor, and then there was the investigation, and then the investigation into the investigation.
Of the investigation.
But it all started with the rumor about a P-tape.
Yeah, and there's going to be another investigation of the investigation.
Probably,
That
of the
much I'm
investigation,
sure.
yeah.
A whole slew of investigations. Nora, I'm going to leave it to you. You know what? As timing is everything. And it is kind of weird that Hunter was dead. They had him dead to rights, and there was supposedly going to be an indictment any day now. And now there's no indictment, and it's all back to 24/7 Trump again. Do you think that's a coincidence?
No, and I have to correct your monologue. I hate to do that, but peeing down my back has not been a $40 special since 1988.
I apologize. Is it up?
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
That's
inflation.
ridiculous. Inflation.
Yeah.
You thought it was just eggs.
Talking.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, and Hunter Biden, I mean, like, you know, if I was the president's son, I'd probably behave a lot more like him than I would like Chelsea Clinton or Donald Trump Jr. I relate to Hunter Biden. I would probably do the same things he did. And if I was the president, I'd probably be Trump and have sex with Stormy Daniels. I understand. I don't know why these people don't get along. They're all the same. They are all the same. I relate to all of them.
I think the biggest thing, Kat, is like, I don't think they can't share anything. Like they can't, it has to be one. There can only be one. It's like the old movie Highlander, which you never saw, but I'm hoping that you two guys saw, where there can only be one. There is no, they do the exact same things, but they blame other people for what other people do. Have you ever been in that situation to where someone, you knew they did it, but they blamed you for it anyway?
Gaslighting at its finest, of course, all the time.
Well, that's the way I think also. That's what keeps people in power, is that people in power play us against each other in the two-party system. And
like human chess.
Yep.
What you're describing is my relationship. That's exactly what that is. Something happens, she does it, and the next day it's like, you were so mean to me. I'm like, shut up. And I'm like, oh yeah, now I'm being mean to you.
Yeah. The narcissist world we live in. All right, before we go, I've got a big announcement. My new book, Nuff Said, comes out this November and is now available for pre-order. Yes, I'm topless again. So head over to Amazon or Barnes & Noble and reserve your copy today.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.